We talked about Edmonton and Hamilton, and that's where we go next. Eddie Steele joins us, Sports 1440 in Edmonton. Eddie, we were talking about the John Madden movies coming out, and Nicolas Cage is going to play John Madden. Who would play Eddie Steele in a biopic about you and your career?
Oh, that's simple, man. The Rock would have to come begging to ask to play me.
How about that?
I can see it. How's the biceps these days? You still hitting the gym regularly?
Oh, they're there in full effect. They're there in full effect.
They are.
How you doing, Moose? It's been a long time.
It has. I'm doing great. Look, you got the double E over your shoulders. So let's start with our poll question. Larry Thompson unveiled as the new owner of the Edmonton Elks on Thursday. And he talks about, first order of business. What's the first order of business for Larry Thompson? Here's the options in the poll question. Address and deal with the team name. Hire a coach and GM. Market the football team, or other. And maybe other includes hire a president. What are you doing first day on the job?
Yeah, bang on. I would go with other, and Larry even addressed that yesterday in the media release, and he said that first order of business is he's going to look to hire a president. And that's been one of the issues with this club over the past, probably 10 plus years, is there's been a serious lack of hierarchy when it comes to chain of command. You have a board of directors who vote on decisions that are made. And for example, the hiring of Chris Jones before they hired Victor Cui. They hired a coach before president, which is very backwards. So they've been doing a lot of backwards things, this organization. That's why they got to the point where they're at. So as Larry mentioned yesterday, first order of business for him will be hire a president. And I think we're going to see this thing flow properly as a proper business should. I don't think we're going to see Larry front and center of camera every day like a Jerry Jones style of an owner. But he's going to be behind the scenes, and he's going to let the people who are in their roles do their jobs that he hires them to do.
Yeah, I love that. That's the vibe I got too, was somebody who just hires good people and then lets them do their job. Very soft-spoken, not a big, savvy media owner or somebody who craves the spotlight. I thought it's refreshing, and I'm excited to see what he does. Look, the first thing that everybody wants to talk about is this team name. And they feel that with a new owner, might come with it the Eskimos. Now, he was pretty non-committal in the press conference, but when Ryan Rishaug had a one-on-one from TSN with him, he point-blank asked him about it, and he said, look, the team's the Elks. It's going to stay the Elks, but we're going to focus on the double E brand. Do you like that? Do you think that's temporary? What do you think is the future of Edmonton's team name?
Yeah, well, we point blank, we had him on Sports 1440 this morning at 8:20 this morning as well, and we asked him the same thing. And he pretty much answered it the same way he's been answering the question the past couple of days. One thing that was very telling to me, Moose, was the branding, the logoing, everything that you saw at the press conference yesterday. It was all double E. There was not one Elks logo in sight. It was all double E. So, and he made a focus to say that it's going to be a double E focus moving forward. So I don't know what that means. Anybody can read into it. And I do agree that it is too early to talk rebranding, talk name, all of that. The guy just really took over the club here, 24 hours ago. We asked him, he's flying out to Hamilton to be with the team. Right now, I think there is much more pressing issues at hand than dealing with a potential name change.
Yeah, one of those issues is the health of Trey Ford right now. He's listed as doubtful on the official injury report for Saturday's game against Hamilton. What do you know about Trey's status, and what does this game look like if he plays versus if he doesn't?
Yeah, I'm not on the team plane or anything, but look, yesterday at the press release, the team was there. The guys were all out, so the team was out there. I was talking with some guys. I was talking with some other connected with the club, and from what they said is Trey's not going to go this week. He hasn't practiced at all. He hasn't taken much reps or any reps at all. Still kind of clutching at that rib area, kind of grimacing, in pain, even when he's not doing anything. And to me, I've been saying it all week. That's a very long story short, I don't think he's going to go. Haven't had a rib issue myself. And whenever a guy is just clutching at any type of injury when you're just standing around non-contact, it's very telling that there's something going on. And as a quarterback, when your whole position, your job is to twerk and turn and flex your core, I don't think it's smart to rush him out there, even though you could say this is a must win because, the Elks win this game and they're literally right back in the thick of it in terms of the playoff picture, which is odd enough to say.
Well, they are, and especially with Calgary, falling to 4-6. You get a win here. Winnipeg, we don't know what's going to happen with them this week. These are big games, and this West, I don't feel like it's ever been this tight. At this point in the season, it's fun to watch. Look, so Macbeth is going to play, and he's played well. Throughout the start of the season, the Elks were this close, to being 4-1, 5-1 to start the season. All those close games, and he looked pretty good coming in relief of Trey last week. So, what does this team look like with Macbeth at quarterback?
First and foremost, Moose, there's confidence. They've been on the cusp for so many games, and they just haven't been able to put that three-phase football together. In the early parts of the season, the offense has gone berserk, but then the defense lets the other offense go berserk on them. We've seen the offense play well, defense play well, but the kicking game lets them down. Now, as of late, they've started to play three-phase football. I don't think that they're going to need to lean or rely on Macbeth's arm so much to have success because their run game has been very dominant the past couple of weeks. With that being said, Trey Ford definitely has an impact on the run game because he forces the defense to adjust and give different looks to the defense. But I think that there is some confidence there. Last week on the broadcast, they talked quite a bit about how they dressed an extra offensive lineman and they didn't dress a fullback on the roster. So they had 7 offensive linemen and they played those 7 offensive linemen in a lot of packages in run downs. And they had a lot of success, I noticed. So that's probably something they're going to go to again more. So good run game on offense. Their defense has been pretty good so far this season. And Hamilton's reeling, man. Let's be honest. Like, they're going through some turmoil over there. Bo Levi Mitchell has been benched. Taylor Powell is, I guess, their guy moving forward. I know Bo, that doesn't sit too well with him. He said some cryptic things on Instagram. And so it's not roses over there in Hamilton. And look, they're only at 2 wins themselves. So they're primed for the picking for the Elks.
Yeah, it should be fun, and you're right. A lot of storylines heading into this game. Last guy I want to ask you about before we let you go is Eugene Lewis. I'm a big fan, but his streak of 77 straight games with a catch was snapped last week. Is it a case of being underutilized? Has he, lost a step, or what is the story with Eugene Lewis, and where do you see this going?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question, actually, there, Moose. High expectations I had for him entering this season as well. He's a guy he's a workhorse, right? You can lean on him. You can throw him the ball 10 times and he'll come up with 8 catches. But over the course of this season and now the little winning streak that they're on, they haven't gone to him at all. And, he's a very selfless player based off stuff I hear out of the locker room. So that doesn't bother him. The fact is they're winning. And that's all that should matter. Numbers can go in the trash as long as you're winning, especially with all the losing this team has done over the past 4 or 5 years. Whenever you have that taste of success, stats, that doesn't matter because you just want more of that success however you get it done. If Gino goes out and has 1 catch for 10 yards, but they win and he does a great job blocking for those running backs and they rush for 200 yards, that's success, man. And that's what a team player does. And he's a leader, and I'm sure that's his mentality.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Hey, enjoy the week. Have a great weekend, and good to see you, Eddie.
Thanks, Moose. You take care. Have a good weekend, boys.
Eddie Steele joining us from Edmonton ahead of Week 11 in the Canadian Football League.